Hey, this is Nick with the Kitehouse, and we're going to teach you today how to un-invert your kite on the water and on land. A lot of people go out, they'll crash, the kite will be inverted, they won't be able, and they'll freak out and ditch the kite, or they'll swim in. You don't have to do that. You're going to see when I put the kite out, it's going to be inverted. I'm going to relaunch the kite from the water and still fly that kite with the lines crossed over and everything. And if you're out in the water and that happens, just relaunch your kite like you normally would. Get it up to the neutral, get your board on, kite back into land, and you can land your kite. If you're in an area where you feel more comfortable or it's shallow, you can stand up, leave your kite to one side, grab your center lines, pull them in, flip your bar through the center, hook back in, your lines will be uninverted. But if you're going to do that, you want to make sure you practice that in light winds, because you're going to be unhooking your kite from yourself and your leash, so you have the risk of losing your kite if you let go of it. So it's something you want to practice in light winds, build that strength up so you can do it in higher winds. But the second way we're going to show you is on the beach. All my lines are going to be tangled and inverted. I'm going to show you how to undo the back lines, walk the lines back out, and everything will be correct. You'll be able to go ride again without having a big mess on your hands. Alright, so let's get started. Alright, it's Nick again with the Kitehouse and KitehouseInstruction.com. I'm going to show you how to self-launch a kite in the water. And what I'm going to do is, we're at the beach, I'm going to grab on my kite, when I come to it, I'm going to get to one wingtip. If I want my kite to go to the left, I'm going to get on the right side wingtip, hold it there, and when I let it go, you're going to see that the wind's going to go over this side of the sail, pushing this down, and catch that wingtip, pulling it out to the edge of the wind window. That way I can check my lines, make sure there's no issues or tangles as it's going out. It'll get to the edge, pop up, and I'll be able to pop it right up into the air. Now you can see it's just going to follow all the way down. We got a side shore wind, so even with that, it's just going to go straight down the beach. Make sure all my lines are untangled. Pull on one back line. It's nice and easy. I don't get taken anywhere. It's all good. Out to the side, bring it right up and launch and ride. Now if you're ever trying to bring your kite in and you're on a most kite, when you bring it down, this takes a little practice. You want to practice it in the lighter wind. I'm going to get my kite about 10 or 15 feet from the surface. I'm going to let go of my bar. Right before my kite hits, I'm going to grab my top center line. That's going to make my kite lay flat. So you'll see if this was the ground, it would lay flat. The water is going to hit down and then it's going to stay. So I'll let it come down, I'm ready to pull this center in. I let it go, right before it hits, I pull it. And that will let it stay flat on the beach. Okay, now you can see my lines are pretty inverted. That's a pretty good tangle there, all right? But I can still fly my kite. So you don't want to freak out, ditch the kite, swim in, all that. It's a big headache. It's going to waste your time, kill your day. So I can just launch my kite up. It may not steer perfectly. It's going to be a little tight. It's going to be a little swirly up there, but I can kite like this, no problem. It flies, everything's good. You just don't want to take a whole session like this because your lines are rubber. So everything's cool. I can go around if I have to, walk up the beach with it, you know, kite back in. Don't go throwing kite loops and stuff, but it's doable. So if I'm on the water and I want to fix this, or if I'm right at the beach and I don't have huge waves, I just bring my kite down, let it sit nicely on the edge of the wind window, and I look and see how my lines are tangled. All right, it looks like they got looped that way. So what I would do is unhook from my kite, grab my center lines like this, bring that bar through, Alright, now I can see it, my bar is fine. That there. And then you can untangle your bar. Now you can check, and you can see I'm holding that the whole time with my biceps. That way it keeps it tight. And there's no, the kite's depowered anyway, so it's not going to pull much. Hook back in. Got my lines out nice and easy. And you're all set. You don't have to undo anything. You're ready to go. Continue your session.